When it comes to the next phase of Marvel films, the only one I was genuinely excited about was Doctor Strange 2. I had some amount of optimism for Black Widow, and so far it's so good. I am hearing some troubling things here and there, but they're only rumors, so that one might be good. As for the rest, I just don't know enough about them. I don't know. All I ever hear about is the usual, diversity this and gender swapping that and all that kind of stuff going on with the Eternals and everything. I don't know. I'm not optimistic about those. But Doctor Strange, which I genuinely loved, the original film, and was looking forward to it. And then we had word that the director, Scott Derrickson, had parted ways with it. Was locking horns with Feige, apparently. And seemed to be upset with Feige's plan is to have the Doctor Strange movie pick up where the WandaVision D+ TV series leaves off, or some such, but details from the WandaVision story figure in to the Doctor Strange movie. How that would work, we'll have to wait and see, of course, but the idea of, hey, you got to watch this before you watch that, I don't know. I mean, there's an appreciation for the connected universe of the MCU films, no doubt about it, but none of them are totally required. I mean, the final Avengers films, you really need to be up on, those two and that sort of thing. But for the most part, you could have just watched, Captain America films and then the last two Avengers films, and you're good. I don't know that you really needed to watch everything. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, well, they show up in the final films, but it works out. You didn't really need to see those films if you didn't want to. But now, this idea that you have to sign up for D+ to watch these shows to understand fully what the movie is about. I don't know if they handle it to where the Doctor Strange 2 is fine by itself, but there's things in it that people who watched the TV series for Scarlet Witch, then that can work, but that's a difficult thing to pull off, because then it's like, gee, I wonder what that was about. Oh, it was in that TV show. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. That kind of thing. It's difficult to pull it off to where you can have it both ways, where the film stands on its own and you don't really need the other show. But they do have quite the fan base, so odds are their fan base that remains numerous, it won't really matter because they'll see both. So they'll be caught up when Doctor Strange opens. But this is the problem going forward with top talent and directors saying, I had this vision, but now I can't do it because it won't fit with this TV show you did. And I'm not liking that, and apparently got mad. Well, why don't we just call the movie Scarlet Witch instead of Doctor Strange? I would hope it's not that bad of a thing. Scarlet Witch pretty much takes the shot away from Doctor Strange himself in his own movie, where he's just the guest star in it. But recently, Feige all of a sudden does a 180 on Captain Marvel being the most powerful character in the MCU, and now Scarlet Witch is, which actually has some truth to it if you know the comic books and whatnot. But so anyway, oh no, it looked like there was some trouble here. They lost their director, and then you see, the next phase is coming apart. That's not going to work out as good as the initial run. And then here comes this story from Variety. So I get irritated with Feige. I don't like some of the decisions he's made, certainly not the Captain Marvel ones, and other things, and a lot of what he gives lip service to, whether it's true or not, remains to be seen. But you don't underestimate the guy. This is not J.J. Abrams. Sam Raimi is supposedly, I don't know if this has been fully confirmed, but Variety says it's the deal, is in talks. Now, in talks doesn't mean it's completely confirmed and, oh yeah, he's locked in and we're rolling. But apparently Sam Raimi will replace Scott Derrickson as the director for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the sequel to the first one. So that's an excellent choice, especially when the movie has been still, even now, even though apparently that was part of the thing with Derrickson butting heads with Feige over, he wanted it to be more horror aspects of this film rather than superheroics, and yet if that's what they were battling, why it's kind of odd when you bring in Raimi, who has been grounded quite a bit in horror films. You know, the Evil Dead franchise, which became a kind of a comedy, but still he's good at it. He knows his ways around horror. And so to bring him in on this, it seems, was that really the sticking point, or was it more about Scarlet Witch and whatnot? I don't know. But Sam Raimi, he also, beyond horror, knows comic books. His Spider-Man movies, which remain the best of them. I mean, the current ones just don't hold a candle to it. And, of course, the Amazing Spider-Man movies weren't any good either. That being said, Spider-Man 3, man, it's hard to believe it's the same crew in comparison to Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 2 easily belongs on the list of, one of the best superhero movies ever made, and still holds that title. But Spider-Man 3 is just, oh man, all kinds of messed up. I know for sure it was not his desire to have the character Venom in it. I think that crowded out the story he wanted. But to me, that's not even the worst part about it. That business of learning that Uncle Ben's death wasn't at the hands of the burglar, but it was rather at the hands of the Sandman, and it was an accident. Peter Parker finds that out, and he's like, holy crap, I've been guilt-ridden into this dangerous superhero life over something that never happened. So now that's it. He can quit being Spider-Man, and he can just marry Mary Jane and live happily ever after. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But his reason for being a superhero was that event. That he could have stopped the burglar, but he didn't because he was being a snot. And Uncle Ben got killed by the guy. But then, surprise, surprise, no, it wasn't him. Turns out the guy who would become Sandman was his buddy, and then he accidentally killed Uncle Ben. He didn't mean to, but it turned out that way. Oh, man, if that was Raimi's idea, then whoa, how did that happen? I don't know. But, so, doesn't mean that this is a total slam dunk, but it is exciting news. And has got me back interested in Doctor Strange 2. So we can hope for the best and hope that storylines like that won't creep up into the movie. Some of the other details about that Derrickson wanted to kill off most of the cast, like the Christine Palma character, who apparently isn't coming back anyway, so I don't know if that was even true. According to this Variety article, Rachel McAdams isn't returning unless they recast it with someone else, but it doesn't appear that she'll be there. And also that Wong was going to be killed. I don't like that idea. So, but we'll see how that works out, and if it still maintains something of a horror-like element, especially with the rumors that Nightmare would be the main villain in it, although there are rumors that Nightmare will be gender swapped as well. Why? I don't know. But I guess Scarlet Witch will be involved in this film as well. So, but Sam Raimi, that's a bit of a coup. So we'll talk about an ace up your sleeve. When this sort of thing happens and it all looked pretty bad, you kind of wonder if he said, wait for it. Okay, let him know. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So once again, yes, still looking forward to Doctor Strange 2. And we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, we got Black Widow coming up. So far, looks okay. Yeah, there's some things here and there, but it's always, the marketing for movies these days is terrible. And more times than not, all the preachy stuff is either very minimal or in some cases not even there. It just looks like it. Why they think that's a winner, I don't know. But it could be that Black Widow is just a cool adventure film, hopefully in the vein of Winter Soldier, and give a great send-off for the Black Widow. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Yes, that's right, you. And you can also check out my comic book over at indieplanet.com. Yes, the Night comic book based on my audio plays of the same name, but now you can see them in action within the colorful pages of his comic book. Yes, that's Night Night. Do check it out. You can catch my podcast over at RadioMisfits.com. New episodes every Saturday, and occasionally Night Night shows up in there too. And you can catch my videos over at BitChute. That's the Mr. Nailsin channel at BitChute.com.